Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another battle report. It's been a while, because of Corona, mostly, but I finally managed to get a game in recently. So it's been good to be back. It was a fun game, and it's fun to be doing battle reports again. So because of Corona, there's some changes. So we're at a new location. We're playing at my house instead, because the club location felt a bit more unsafe. So yeah, the new terrain and different terrain, my own terrain, and we also made new warbands too, because it felt right. It's been so long since we played last, and yeah, there's been some updates to rules and things like that, so it felt like the appropriate thing to do. So we're testing out new warbands. So I have a Holy Order warband, and I'm facing off against Dwarven Holds and Hybrid Elves. So yeah, let's get right into it. Let's see here. First picture. So this is the Dwarven Holds warband. It's a Brothers of Vengeance, so a Seeker warband, and they are led by the Dragon Seeker here in the front. He's got 2 axes. He's the father of the warband, in the personal fluff. Behind him is his brother, the eccentric pirate, who's got a pistol and a club, I think, or no, an axe and a club. He doesn't have a pistol yet. He'll get that soon or later. You also have the grandpa, who's a seeker. Both of these guys are seekers, so hero level, quite experienced and tanky or hitty dudes. Grandpa has a great weapon. Behind them we have the sons, so these are henchmen, seeker initiates. They have whirling chains of doom, so they are vengeance seekers in the making. They have 1 attack, but it multiplies into D3 attacks after they have directed the attacks, and they are agility 10 and strength +1 agility with the weapons. So quite dangerous, but as a setback from the weapon, they also, when the battle ends, they are taken out of action automatically if they have attacked something. So they are very much a glass cannon kind of deal. If you go in with them, then you might as well get them killed. Beside them we have the daughter of the warband. So she's a beardling, so a hero, but very low level. She's got a buckler and an axe, so she's the daughter of the father. And then we have their pig, from the Baconix brood, the name is. So the Hybrid Elf player is using the Kendrick expedition. So we have 2 elder soldiers here, one with a great weapon, one with a halberd, and a citizen spear and a juvenile. So a henchman and a hero. These 2 are heroes as well. Notice this building over here with the red bricks. That is the same building that we see over here. We can see the rest of the warband. So the first group was off to the right here, but here we have the leader, the Kendrick Master. He's got a great weapon and lightning reflexes, so he's quite deadly. And he's a wizard with healing waters. He has a special table that he rolls from, so he gets 1 of 6 spells. Next to him we have another elder soldier with a halberd and a citizen archer with a longbow over here. Next we have my warband, so I'm using Holy Order's Inquisition. So we have the leader, the Inquisitor, behind the ladder here. So this is Gilia Gonzalez. She's got a sword and 2 pistols. We have the attack dog next to her, and 2 flaglants. So these are henchmen, all of them. The flaglants are armed with morning stars and bucklers. Here we have a Order Initiate, so another hero but low level with a crossbow. and my prelate with with heavy armor and a great weapon, and she's got the Faith of Volund. So she's got I selected the Volund's Blessing prayer on her, so she can give out rerolls to wound. Behind them we have two more flaglands, these guys with the flails. Morning stars, I should say, are like a light version of a flail, so it's has +1 strength and +1 armor penetration, and still the malus 2 defensive skill, but it only requires one hand. Next we have an outlook on the whole table. So I'm down here in the middle. We have the elves up here to the right and the dwarves to the left. We have a top-down view as well, and here we can say some words about the scenario as well. We're playing the Klepas chests, so we have five chests spread out on the table that we don't know for sure what they contain. So the chests are placed, there's one here in the center, one here in the building next to me, there's one hidden inside this building on the second floor, there's one up in the church tower. You can see there it is, you can see it in this picture. So that's 4, and the fifth is in the middle of this bridge in the center, so that's in the dead center of the table. And the chests can be picked up and moved about. You can look into them and see what's in them, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But we'll see that as the game goes on. So first turn goes to the dwarves, and they just move out into the street. Pretty straightforward. The elves, I can say, they move about a bit, and they fire one shot on the beardling with the archer, but doesn't do any damage. I move up into 2 dudes into this building. My plan is to use the crossbow in this position to just lay down some fire, and the flagland is meant to climb up here and go get treasure. Elsewhere, you can see here they moved up. I move up some models into this tower, meant to get this treasure. The dog moved out and to the other side of the building, and these guys moved over here. So the dwarves in their second turn marched up to the chest in the middle and opened it, and it was a bomb. So it exploded, and only this guy was close. If he had just advanced to open it, it would not have exploded, but he decided to take a risk, and yeah, that didn't pay off. But he didn't take that much damage. He didn't die, at least, from the bomb. We immediately decided that, I mean, it's a bomb on a wooden bridge. It seems silly that it wouldn't do some damage to the wood, so we decided to roll a die for each of the wooden terrain pieces in the vicinity. So this bridge, this tower, and these 2 bridges we rolled a die for, and on a 5+, they would start to burn. And we can see here, this bridge started burning. And this bridge as well. Yes, I don't know why this picture is so fuzzy, but the bridge started burning, and this guy took some damage and fell down and almost died. So he's stunned down here, but still alive. You can see my wolf here. He then moved up his warband a little bit. So that was one of his vengeance seekers, the initiate henchman. So the other moved up beside him. Here we can see a little bit later. So in my turn, I charged my dog into the damaged or the injured seeker on the bridge. He intercepted with the other. I figured that it was a fairly good chance to do some damage there. He intercepted with the Vengeance Seeker, and they are always a guilty 10, so he would get a strike, but I would at least get distracting. So I might survive. And it turns out I was lucky, and he missed his attack. But I did some damage. I knocked him down, so that was looking good. So yeah, that was fortunate. Over on this end, he has marched his general, tried to jump down this little ledge to try and get to the chest here. But he fell and took some damage. Maybe it was an arrow that felled him. Yeah, that was it. An arrow from the bowman here knocked him down. This guy kept running forward and tried to get to that archer. Here we can see the pig charged over the bridge into my flagland, and Grandpa over here charged into my dog. And as it turned out, the henchman who was knocked down by me, he stood up again and then killed the dog, so Grandpa didn't get the experience point. The elves have claimed the chest that was in the building and are carrying it around. So that's what they are up to. I've mowed up to this chest and discovered that it was a treasure map, which is the most sought after treasure in the chests. So it gives you 3 extra exploration dice, so that's very valuable. So definitely wanted to keep that. Yeah, this is mostly as a neat little shot. I think I'll keep talking on this picture because I seem to have failed to take a few pictures. So this guy, the captain of the elf crew, the elder soldier here, he kept trying to climb up but failed. So this guy decided to charge the Dragon Seeker while he was still knocked down. So he jumped down to this ledge and then down and charged into him. And in the combat that ensued, he missed the attack, but used a fate reroll to hit, and then he missed the wound roll, but he used the fate reroll and managed to wound as well, and then killed the general, or took him out of action. The dwarf responded by charging both Vengeance Seekers here on the bridge, who had just stood up, and the Seeker Initiate into the captain. They all fell down from the ledge. They didn't fail their Guild 2 test, which is fair. You could have hoped that at least one would succeed. And this dwarf continued walking up to this archer. The elf responded by charging both this elder soldier who had marched down here by this point and the captain into the knockdown dwarves that lay strewed about the bridge, and it was looking very, very grim for the dwarves. So we decided to team up. Both of us, we got along fine, and we were both low devotion, so we had no trouble at all allying up and had a trustful relation. So this combat here ended. It was a pillow fight, no one died, and the pig also jumped down to try and help in this fight. And my crossbowman here fired at the captain, got a nice shot and hit but didn't wound. So the captain of the elves. Here we had a bit of a stalemate. I couldn't charge up this little ledge, so I had to climb up and face him, and I felt that I wanted the flagland to go first, so if he failed, I didn't even try down with the others, so I stood there for a while and we just looked at each other. The chest I've taken and walked down in the screen to try and take out of the battle. On the bridge here, you can see there's still a lot of fighting going on underneath, and the youngling has charged my flagland here into what turned out to be a bit of a pillow fight. On the other side, things have started to turn around for the dwarves. So somehow things have gotten better. The pig was charged by the captain, but the captain didn't do anything. And then the pig almost killed him. And he's lost one, I think both of the seekers, the vengeance seekers by now. But Grandpa is down here now, and the initiator, and are doing all right. You can see they are dazed now, so they can't charge. But the elves are stunned and knocked down, so they are in worse trouble. This guy over here, this is the juvenile, and he's got throwing weapons that he's annoying us all with. And this is just a failed picture of the church window. I hope to get focus on the action on the other side of the window, but didn't. On the bridge, another elder soldier showed up and they took out my flagland. And that's it. So in the end, we managed to kill enough of the elves. The dwarves quickly got down to 2 losses and started taking route checks, but they passed them with discipline 9. The elves took 1 successful, I think, and then failed, so they ran off. And then we had a chance to, in the treaty phase, to either end the game or continue fighting, but decided to end it there, so have a shared victory. We tried afterwards what would have happened if we continued, and I would have had to take in my first route check, and I failed it. So if we had continued, the dwarves would have had their singular victory. In the post-game sequence, the Dragon Seeker died, and since both of us played low devotion, we didn't have any rerolls, so yeah, he died. The Highborn player 2 had no fate rerolls because they used both his in the game. So for me, both the casualties died, both the henchman, the dog, and the flagland, and the elf. I think one of the elder soldiers died. I'm not sure. But it was a lot of casualties, which is interesting. For the dwarf, the vengeance seekers fortunately survived. If either of those would have died, he would have restarted the warband, because then he would have lost too much points. But just the captain, that he could manage. So with advancements, I got great advancements on my flaglands. One of the groups got additional strength, the other got more attacks, so I'm gonna switch it around so that the one with flails has an extra attack, and the Morning Star extra strength. Yeah, unless that was the way it happened. And yeah, that's about it for me. I think the Seeker Initiate in the Dwarven Host Warband got extra health points, so she's running around with 10 health points, so she's the tankiest model in the warband, which is cool. And the elves, I can't really recall, but nothing too spectacular happened there, I think. Exploration, I rolled a total of 10 dice. So 7 because I'm low devotion, and 3 extra for the treasure map. And I got, I think it was a 555 was the best, which is decent. So I got some extra points and some items, which was nice. I also got a high score, so I got a lot of points total and managed to buy back both my losses and add on a Seeker Initiate to the warband. Only with 2 daggers though, but still. And the dwarves, they bought a new Dragon Seeker, and the elves also, yes, to replace their losses pretty much. So that was it for the first game with these warbands. Yeah, so it was a fun game, and yeah, hopefully we can do it more regularly, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. So thank you for watching, and see you on the next one. Cheers.